Hello friends, in this video we will see how to display a list of images into the grid, and this images we will fetch from this pixabay.com. This provides a list of images through a public API which also has this limit like 100 requests per minute, but this is not a big concern for us because it will be a nice small project that you can list in your portfolio, and this limit will not reach, and again this will not be a much concern to us. Okay, so we'll see how we can fetch the images from this API, and then we can through the use effect and use state inside the react, we'll fetch the API and get the list of images, and then we'll write a nice JSX and CSS to display those images into the grid. So let's get started. Okay, so first you will come to this site, this pixabay.com, and then you just create an account. So I have already created an account here. Once you have created an account, so to hit this API you need access key or the key. Okay, only then you can hit the API, otherwise you will get the authentication error. After you sign up, you come to this explore and hit this API. Okay, then you will reach to this link, and then there you can see this get started. So you will reach this documentation. So there you can, once you scroll below, you can see, so this is the search images API and this is the key. So this key will be auto populated here, and whenever someone sign up. Okay, earlier it will be a placeholder here. So let me explain some of the parameters like queue. So queue is a query parameter. Then you can search through this queue, you need images for all the yellow flower, then you can write yellow, it will be a encoded string. So if you need a yellow flower, then your query parameter queue would contain this yellow plus flower. Now let's start creating the project. So I'm going to the terminal, and then I'll create a folder, photo create. Okay, let me go to photo grid, and then we can do this npx create react app. And if I had not created the folder, then I would be typing photo grid here, but since I'm in the current folder, I can just type dot here. So it will install the react implementation into this project photo grid. So let's wait for a minute. Once all the installation is done into the photo grid, react has been installed in the photo grid app. So now let's open this, the Visual Studio Code editor. You can use any code editor, but I would advise you to use Visual Studio Code because it has a live server and several other plugins, which is extension which is very useful. Okay, so I have opened the project. Let's first clean up some of the files so that it looks easy to follow. I'll clean this one, and here too I'm cleaning this, some of the things. You can keep it or you can delete it, but whenever I create a new project, I'd have my own favicon, and also I have a habit of removing all those things which is not necessary for my project. Okay, so I've cleaned it. Let me rename it to photo grid. Here you can remove this. Okay, I'll remove this one too, because I have removed the logo and etc. So it may give you some errors like. So let me clean this up also. Okay, so, and I also don't want this one. Okay, so now it is clear. We can just run it from here. When we type just npm start, it will start running the application. You can check it from this package JSON. When you run npm start, it inside does this react script start. Okay, so you can see here it is running this react script start. So and this is also installed as a part of react installation, and this is actually you can think of it as an executor of the react code. So it has started. If I type it here, photo gallery, it will show you this is the photo gallery. Why it is coming into the middle? Because I think there would be one CSS which is okay. So this app class, basically it is adding the text align into center. So that is why this h1 is coming into the center, and we also want it to be in the center, so nothing to worry about this one. We'd also have to install this .env package, the npm package. So what does it do? Basically all the files which are very sensitive, like API keys and etc., that you don't want to share, you would keep into this .env file, and through this process.en populate it into all of the code. So you don't have to directly use this key into the JS file or the JSX file. So you just have to add into the .env file, and it will be auto populated into the process.env. So let me show you the examples. For example, this is the S3 bucket key, and this is the secret key of that. So here the person has required the configuration of the .env, and now process.env.s3 bucket would log you this key. Okay, and since we are using ES6, so we will do something like this. Okay, so let me install it here. npmi dot env. Okay. Yeah. So I have copied it from here. So basically whatever is inside this package is imported as this one. So all the things is available on this variable .env, and we can use it directly. Okay, so we also have to create a folder file .env. So let's create a file .env, and we can have Pixabay. Okay. So I'm copying the key from here. Okay, now we can just close it here, and we can use the configuration like it is mentioned here. So when we do this .env .config, it will give you all the data into the process.env. const URL. Yeah, and the key would be the key of this. Okay, so now the key would be populated and stored in this key, and we are passing here hello flower. So we can also use this term customs equal to hello flowers. make it search text. Okay, and we can use it here. Dollar, we can use a dollar and encode URI component search text. So it will encode this, so this space would be replaced with the plus sign, and image type equal to photo is fine. Now we can use one state variable images, set images. Okay, use state. Okay, it will be empty thing. We have to import use state from react. Okay, now we use effect. So it takes a function and a dependency array. So if you don't include this dependency array, then it will execute infinitely. Every time a component is rendered, it will be used, it will be called. But if you want only once, so you can use empty array. Now we can we have to fetch the images, right? So fetch images equal to this would be a syn call. We would call this fetch images. So here we get the data, const data equal to await fetch this URL, but we can just replace it here. So it will await, it will fetch the URL and it will await for the data. Once data is available, let console log this and see what is happening. Okay, okay, it is saying that can't resolve fs. Let's create the application first and then we can think about the key later. Okay, so I'll use this key as a variable here. Okay, I have removed the import and use this as a variable, and later we can think of how we can use this .env, or is there any other package available for use. Okay, this is giving us a key is undefined. Okay, so let me just remove this one. Okay, so yeah, we got the API response. Okay, yeah, so the data is available in the body and the state is still pending, so we would need to let me guess this res and this is data and await res.json. So when we fetch await for the JSON, it will bring us the JSON data to us. Okay, now let's see what is happening. Okay, yeah, so now we have the array. So it has total 20 images in the head. Okay, so basically it is bringing us the total data. Okay, we can set this data to the images, but what we want to set is the array. Okay, so the data dot heads would be stored in this images, so we can do set images data dot heads. Okay, now if we console log images, then we would get the images, right? Now we can just use a last name container and display the images. Okay, so images dot map will give us the image, and there we can return the data. Okay, now img key would be the image dot id and source would be image dot, let me open this one, large image url. Let's say what is happening if we use this one. Okay, and they should be alt top. What if image is not downloadable or not present, then we need to have a image just a simple image. Okay, and it would be a return. Okay, so we are returning all the images into this container. Yeah, let's see what is happening now. Okay, so we can see the images are coming. Okay, but they are taking the full width and height. We can just we can now use our css to make it look better. Okay, and go to the app.css, and there I am going to remove all things here because they are not needed. Okay, I have one thing I also want to do here. In the index.css, I'd go here, I'll say margin 0, padding is 0, and box sizing is border box. It will take the width, assigned width also. Okay, through the border box. So now let's go to the app.css and do this container would be display flags. Justify content would be space between. I need to give an image as a class name, image, (400 pixels), height would be 400 pixels. Okay, and each of the images will have a margin 10 pixels. Okay, and flex wrap is wrap, and now it will give you the nice gallery. Okay, so what we do, this is space evenly, so it will append the images evenly. We can also do object fit as cover to look images more filled. Okay, we can also add some space between this photo gallery to the top and all, so we can do that using the h1, because there is only one h1, so I'm directly giving it margin as 2 ram 0, so it will give a margin 2 ram to the top and bottom, and there would not be any margin on the left and right. Okay, so it looks really nice. Yeah, this is the photo gallery application you can add to your portfolio. You can also build a search text here search input box here where you can type yellow flower, then it will give you yellow flowers, and if you type a man, then it will give you man photos. So yeah, let's do that. Actually, input, yeah, type text, this window is off, and it will be a value. So let's have this value, the search text. Okay, and on change, so we need to have this search text into the state. Search text, set search text, use state. Okay, this should not be any default term. Okay. And we can pass this search text to here, and if there is no search text, then we should ignore. Okay, done. On change, we can just pass the term to set search text e dot target dot value, and this every element in the react has to be closing. Okay, this is had dependency on the URL also. So the only problem is this API would call, let me open the network tab, remove this tag, and if I add so you see there are multiple calls would have gone for M, this would have gone for MA, and this would have gone for MAN. We have understood that on change the component is re-rendering because the state is changing. Okay, to avoid multiple API calls, we can basically wrap this calling inside a set timeout, so that we can basically let the state sit, and after a certain second we can make the API call. Okay, this is also known as a debouncing, if you have heard about this. So we just need to wrap this call into the set timeout. So let me add this set timeout here, and then we can make a second, like it should be called after 1 second. Set timeout basically return a timeout ID, and through which we can clear the timeout. We can have a return clear timeout fetch images. Okay, so now it will clear the timeout. I think we are good here. Okay, so let's see how does it working. We reload the page. So this will be the starting page, and if I type MAN, so you can see is a single API call with the correct queue MAN, and it is bringing all the man images. Okay, let's add some styling to this input box. And add the class search, and let's give it padding as 10 pixel, 20 pixel. Yeah, we need a margin bottom 10 pixel. Okay, and we also need to remove the outline none. We can also have the font size to be 18 pixel or 16 maybe. Yeah, we can have a border radius also if you like it better. Yeah, now seems to me this is working really cool. Now the application is complete, so we can fix the key thing. There is a package react.env which is very specific to React applications. I'm clearing the session here, installing the okay. I need to remove the .env here. Yeah. We also don't need this testing library if we are not writing unit test here. We could have removed this, but let's just keep it as it is. Okay, so now it is installed env as .env. Okay, env from react.env. Okay, and we have this .env file also, so we need to clear it or whitelist it into here. So let me see what it's doing. We can just copy it and we can paste it here. The name of the key is Pixabay key. Okay, now env dot key. Okay, let me see if there is any other thing to do. Yeah, so it is doing react.env and so basically this ensure that every time you run the application your environment variable is available to the env. Only then you can start your application. Okay, it is saying that I have a dependency, so quick fix, update this. Okay, now we need to npm start so that the environment variable is available into this. Okay, now if I write man, yeah, so all things is coming now and the key is also working fine. Okay, just one thing, yeah, so Pixabay key is coming from the environment, we are not hard coding here. So I think this is finished now. If you also think it is really cool, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully we will visit with new video with a new project. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you.